So I often do this thing where at the start of studying, I often go too in depth and too slow. And if anyone tells you that timing is not a factor in studying, they're lying. You have to get through a bunch of material in limited amount of time, regardless of how much time you have. Even if you have no extracurriculars or no work or anything, you still have a limited amount of time. And so I often go really slow at first because I'm still getting into the zone. And then I usually write everything down at the beginning when I'm learning. But as time progresses, I'm like, okay, if it's not as a dense material, I'm just going to read it. I could read it out loud if I want it to be a more internalized concept. But I write down concepts that overflow my brain. So, say if I were to just skim this, I wouldn't memorize it. So I need to write this down. Same with any formulas. But if I'm studying and I'm like, okay, I have limited time, I need to get through all of this weekend, right? I need to just finish reviewing this weekend to actually start studying the remaining chapters. Then if it's like, okay, other expenses, general and administrative expenses, selling expenses, and interest expenses, I kind of know, I already know that from real world experience. So I'm not going to write down accounting, legal fees, sales, salaries, etc. I'm going to write down what floods my brain and what I know I need to memorize. And then the other things, if I know I'm like asked a question on the exam, I can just say like, okay, for example, general administrative fees, selling fees, interest expenses, but I knew I can put it in my own words. So I'm not going to write that word for word on my paper. So the active learning is for what you can't memorize, but at first it happens with law even. I'm always going a little slower because I'm just getting in the zone and starting to get reacclimated to the material. And then as I look at the time, I'm like, okay, I've spent about an hour and a half studying. I have gotten through 4 subchapters. I need to go faster because there's about 6 subchapters per chapter. So it's just working with time. And so also I am listening to white noise on my headphones due to outside noise that has been very distracting for me, and that helps a lot, especially if I'm in the law school and people are talking. I listen to white noise on my noise reducing headphones. But yeah, so timing is a huge aspect of learning. You have to get through all the material, and you have to take that into account. If you just didn't care about time, you wouldn't get through everything.